Word of God, you're looking for motivational things to get you going, okay, come to Gospel City and even Faith Broadcasters Network, which is our how do you call it? Yes, the main TV network. Gospel City is a show we host. But I still welcome you again today. I want you to do this for us, okay? We know that without our viewers, we won't be here every Sunday. We won't be here every week to, how do you call it, to laugh with you, to have fun together. So I want to appreciate our viewers for your support, for your love, and for everything you do for Gospel City. Our top fans, I can't forget you, okay? So God bless you so much for everything you do for Gospel City. Our sponsors, we love you so much, okay? Please keep doing it. And as I said, sponsors, if you think you can sponsor the show, please, okay, see me, talk to me, okay? Or you can message me on Facebook, okay? Yeah, you talk to me. I will speak to the executive producers, and then we will take it from there. Yes, we need sponsors, so please sponsor Gospel City. Please sponsor Gospel City if you believe God has blessed you and you are in the position to do so. And before we do anything else, I want to please encourage our viewers to share the streaming. Please share it all. Share it. I always say the buttons, they don't bite. Okay, they don't bite. So share it. Okay, if you share it, we will grow. Others will listen to it. You have no idea what will happen. Somebody they might get their breakthrough, or maybe an idea or a thought that has been eating them up. They could get answers on the show. So please share it. Okay, under 5 seconds, go to your Facebook, open Faith Broadcasters Network, and go to today's show, streaming, and share it. Like I said, the buttons don't bite. So please share it. Yes. Okay. I know the buttons don't bite. So today we have an interesting topic. Okay, we are discussing, and I know viewers also will have the opportunity to call in this evening to also share their views about the matter we will discuss this evening. And I know a lot of you might have watched it. It's all over social media. There's a lot of views concerning it. Okay, people have all kinds of views concerning it, and that's why we Gospel City have decided to also we want to talk about it, but we are also looking at it from the Christian perspective. Do Christians go through that? Does it happen to Christians, and how we can go about it? And I know you are probably wondering what I'm talking about. Okay, I will just give you a little gist, and when we come back from the short commercial break, then I will give you more into it. We will discuss more into it. I know you know Prince Harry and Meghan. So that is what we'll be talking about today. There is a lot surrounding their marriage. There has been a lot surrounding after their marriage, and it's been a whole charade going on. And so we're going to be talking about it. So please stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. Invite friends and family. You see, this is why it's important to invite people, because you have no idea who is coming and who is watching, and they might learn one or two from it for their life. So please do that for us, and share and invite your friends and family to watch with us. So we will take a short commercial break. When we come back, we will go more into Meghan and Harry. And yes, so today the call-in topic will be lessons from the experience of Prince Harry and Meghan. Lessons from the experience from Prince Harry and Meghan. Okay, experience what they are going through right now. Can we learn something from it, and everything? And I think one thing I want to actually touch on will be marrying into a powerful home. A powerful home. I know they have their challenges, as much as it might be, how do you call it, a dream or an achievement to marry into a powerful home. Some of the challenges that the person might face. Okay, so these are some of the things we will touch about this evening. So yes, stay tuned, and let's take this short break, and we'll be right back. Enjoy Gospel City.
Yeah. It's another word. It's KC. Mr. B. Hey. Lord, I'm grateful. Yes, I'm grateful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, me don't come no cry for me. Yeah. On the side, we call it. you up for mine. I lift you up for mine. And you yes and I do. And you chicks and I do. Oh yeah, me I'm gonna cry. Baby, I'm gonna cry. Baby, I'm gonna cry. Oh Jesus. Baby, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry for. I'm gonna cry for.
Jesus. This tends to be one of my favorite songs. Casey Owusu, the late Casey Owusu, such a great gift and has been lost. But anytime I listen to this song, I definitely know I'll remember him. And those of you also watching, you'll remember him. Okay, so once again, I said, if you know and if you believe God has blessed you, okay, and you can be a sponsor of First Broadcasters Network, please do not hesitate to share your blessings. And also businesses, churches, and anybody that wants to promote their business or they promote themselves, bring themselves out there, show their brands to the world, please come to First Broadcasters Network, yes. And we will definitely support you. We will help you promote your brand on our show. So do that for us and God bless you so much. Yes, so back to our topic for today and our issue at hand. Okay. No, we're not going to limit ourselves to marriage or relationship alone. It could be business. It could be your job. It could be church. Okay, in your church. Probably you're dealing with a very powerful person in your church and you don't know how to do about it, how to go about it. So these are some of the things we will touch about or we'll talk about this afternoon. And I have the pleasure, okay? I have the pleasure having one of our amazing. She's a woman of God. She's a woman of God. So today she'll be joining me for us to discuss and dissect all that we need to know concerning this issue. Without wasting much time, I'll invite our own Pastor Anita on Gospel City. Pastor Anita, welcome to Gospel City.
Thank you so much, Lady Linda.
Ansah. Oh, yes, welcome. How are you, please?
I am doing wonderful, and yourself?
I am doing awesome too. Thank you. How was the
good.
Sunday?
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Okay, I know you remember Pastor Anita. She was here during our Valentine's Day. She was here, remember? Yes, so she was here to talk about love and marriage and everything. And today she's here again to talk about life, okay? Life, Meghan and Harry, power and powerful relationship and businesses and jobs and everything that makes up power, okay? Okay, so Pastor Anita, how was your Sunday? How is your Sunday going?
My Sunday is going well. We just finished service at PowerPoint Worship Center. So as soon as we finished, I brushed things off a little bit, and then now I'm here. So I'm honored to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm happy to see you. In fact, I'm very honored to have you back on the show. And I know you are one of the hosts for our TV program, Time of Reflection. Powerful.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so viewers, if you want to encounter Pastor Anita more, listen to her more, please do not hesitate to join Time of Reflections on Faith Broadcasters Network. And you have access to her. You can learn a lot from the woman of God as well. Yes, so Pastor Anita, yes. I know a lot is going on. It's been a whole lot of things going on, okay? But before we do anything, let me read something quickly about MEGHAN before we go into our discussion. Okay, so those of you who do not know MEGHAN, Duchess of Sussex, is an American member of the British royal family and a former actress. Markle was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Her acting career began while she was studying at Northwestern University. So MEGHAN, actually, I think the first time I actually got to hear of MEGHAN or got to know of her was this series, Suits, okay? I'm a fan of watching, like, when it comes to law firm and attorney, those kind of show. I love watching it. I don't know why, but I love watching it. So that's what I can think. I got to see her. She was one of the lead actress in Suits. It's a series that was shown. Yes, so that was when I got to know her. And fast forward 2018, we heard the wedding bells of MEGHAN and Prince Harry. And it was one of the most talked about wedding of the royals. Uh, they will say Meghan will be a commoner because she's not part of the royal family and marrying into it. And fast forward, they have a child, Archie, and there's been a lot of controversy surrounding their marriage. Okay, after their marriage and everything that has gone on, and I think recently there was an issue of them an interview. Okay, they started this interview with one of the famous media personalities, Oprah. And I think this interview has caused a lot of issues. People have different idea or perception about the royal family because of what is going on right now, right? And we want to talk about it. We want to talk about it. And as we know, the royal family is one of the most powerful families in the world. Okay, they are very powerful. They have influence. And Meghan, being a regular actress, okay, let me say, actress married into such a family, and we've seen all the theories surrounding the marriage and after the marriage and everything that has gone on. Okay, so Pastor Anita, I want you to. I don't know if you follow the show. Have you followed the show? Have you read about what is going on about Meghan and Harry?
I actually saw the interview, but I didn't finish. I didn't
Oh.
finish looking at the interview. But then, based on some of the comments that people have been writing on Facebook, I think that yes,
So
there's
easy.
been a lot of mixed emotions
I don't
about
know what to do
this
there.
interview. So yes, I look forward to having this discussion with you.
Awesome, awesome. I look forward to. You see, you said you haven't really like followed them, right? Actually, I don't really follow them. I think how I get my information is normally when I go to Facebook, social media, I see maybe an article or something about them. I just read the comment section and I have an idea of what is
Mhm.
going on. I have an
Mhm.
idea of what is going on. So yeah, okay. When it comes to the issue of marriage, okay, especially coming from an African background, I'm not married yet, so I don't know a lot much, but coming from an African background, and marriage is more like family oriented, right? And so Meghan and Harry's marriage, we are looking at it from the perspective of the in-laws, right? The in-laws coming from Harry's side, the in-laws. What should in-laws do if the in-laws do not accept them? I mean, what should people do if in-laws do not accept them? Uh, I don't know if Meghan was not accepted. I don't know. I don't want to go into it. We're gonna be very, how do you call it, a little bit discreet because we don't want to talk about a lot of things we don't really know what is going on. But it's the question I just want to throw out there for you, Pastor Anita, being a pastor, being a woman of God. What should a person do if the in-laws do not accept them in this 21st century? Right? We are in the 21st century, and people believe that things should be changed. Certain things that were done in the olden days should not be because of where we have, where civilization is right now. And so I want to ask you, what should one do if in-laws do not accept them? We are using the Meghan and Harry as a case study. Pastor Anita.
Yes, thank you so much for this question. And I'm going to step on some toes because that's what I like to do. I want us to think outside the box.
Yes.
And using Harry and Meghan as a case study, if your in-laws do not accept you, first of all, we have to understand that when we are getting married, we're getting married into a family. Okay. And every family has a certain culture. And so if we are getting married into a family, love is not enough. Yes, the man or the woman may love you from the top down, but if the family do not accept you, then it is a warning sign for you. If the family do not accept you because of certain things, it's either you find out why the family do not accept you, right? And work on the reasons why the family do not accept you, or speak to your boyfriend or girlfriend or fiance about, what are some of the cultures, what are some of the things that, the family does, how can I belong? Because many of us, when we go into relationship, we go into it blindly, especially us young people. We are so blinded by love that we don't think about anything outside of the person that we are in love with. We don't even consider their sisters. We don't consider their brothers. We don't consider their family. But they are all, we are marrying into them. We are marrying into the family. So learning the culture of the family is very important. Understanding what the family is about, the family dynamics. There are certain cultures or there are certain patterns that will never go away. An example, if let's say your husband, your boy, your fiance's father has been abusive, you realize that this abusive pattern is probably in a relation in the family. So you have to be careful. If the mother was, maybe your significant other has brothers that every woman they bring into the house, the mother is always arguing with the woman, then you know the culture of the family that you are going into. But many of us, the issues that we face in marriages, we bring it upon ourselves because we are so naive to learn about the culture and to find out what are some of the things that are acceptable and not acceptable. So if your in-laws do not accept you, then it is definitely a red flag. You should not go into the marriage or relationship blindly thinking love is not enough, because if the in-laws do not accept you, the love you have will soon become a misery for you.
Pastor Dita, honestly, what you said made me remember something. You know, growing up, right, I used to think the European countries or white people actually, their marriage, like they can just get married, like they can easily marry, right? Family was not really like a part of it. But with all that is happening, has made me change my perception that family, whether you are from Africa, you are white, you are green, it's very, very important. And everybody looks
Very
at
important.
family. And even the royals look at it. And I think it's one of the, how do you call it? It's very important when you are marrying even into a royal. They want to see where you are, where you're from, where your parents are. And all these things play a major role when it comes to selecting a partner or marrying, getting married. Yeah, thank you so much, Pastor Anita, for touching on that. I want to also ask you, as a Christian, right? You know, we Christians, we believe that because we are born again, we are all things have passed away. We are now in Christ. Do you think Christians, this applies to Christians as well? This applies to Christians as well. If in-laws say, no, don't marry this person, should we say because we are Christians and we are born again, we will go against our parents? Or what do you say about that? Yeah.
The family unit is very important, period. The family unit is so important that, God really created the man and the woman. The family unit, when you study the Jewish culture, the Jewish tradition, the family unit is so important that, they even go, and before you even marry someone, especially even in the African culture, because we have always also, taken some of the cultures in the Bible to even govern ourselves. That is why it's so important that sometimes when you are dating, they want to know, your parents want to know the family that your boyfriend or girlfriend is coming from, because the family that you come from will speak a lot about you, will speak a lot about what you are even going to do. They can look at the family you come from and probably even determine your future. They can determine how you are going to treat their husband, or their child or their children. So the family unit is you can never run away from the family unit, and you can never run away from the bloodline, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether an unbeliever. The family unit is so essential that it governs everything that you do. That is why, when people go into marriages and they're like, oh, I didn't know. In my mind, I'm like, did you do enough research? Let's talk about Meghan and Harry for an example.
Yes.
She knew the family she is getting herself into. To be honest with you, you don't even have to be close to the family to know some stuff about the family. So for me, the reason why I did not finish watching the interview was because I felt like they were only listening to one side of the story. I felt like they were only listening, and the way the questions were being asked, it was as if they were probing the woman or they were probing the man to get specific answers, and then they jump on those answers. First of all, yes, Meghan had gone through some psychological and emotional trauma as a result of what happened.
Yes.
But in my head, I'm like, did you do enough research? You went into a royal home. There is a different culture when it comes to the royal home. When you are sitting there and eating with the queen, and the queen puts her utensils down, it means that whether you are hungry or whether you just started eating or not, everyone should be full at the table.
Yes.
When it's like, and then when you are greeting this woman too, you have to greet this woman a certain way. You cannot say that, well, I'm a celebrity, I'm coming from a different country, so therefore, they should accept me for who I am. No, this is a royal home. You have to learn the culture. It's not just the love. So you have to learn the culture of the people. What is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And to be honest with you, when we talk about whether Meghan was accepted or not, if Meghan was not accepted, the queen would not have given the chapel for Meghan to have the wedding. To be honest with you, there are so many things that when we look at, we are like, okay, I'm not saying that maybe she wasn't accepted fully, or maybe the expectation she had, right, was not made, like in her mind, she had a certain expectation, but maybe because she did not do her research enough, she thought things would change. But when a culture has been ongoing for a long time, and you go into the culture and you fall prey to how they behave, who do we blame? Do we blame you for not studying and knowing about the culture? Or do we blame the people who are treating you the way that they usually treat others anyways? Who do we blame? So, the Bible says that wisdom is a principal thing. Yes. Whether you are a Christian, an unbeliever, wisdom will save your life. And there's so many things that can be avoided if only we do our research and we apply wisdom the proper way. Right. Don't expect someone who has been drinking alcohol for 20 years and you meet the person for 1 week and you expect that you coming into their life, they'll stop drinking alcohol. Yeah. When they start abusing you, will you say that, oh, I expected that they will stop? No, the culture of this person is that they have been doing a certain thing. There is a pattern they have been following. There is a culture they have been following. So it's important to study the culture so that when you make the decisions and things starts going wrong, you know that this is what I got myself into, period.
Wow, powerful. Thank you so much. I want to ask you this again. I think one thing I realized about Meghan, okay, let's talk about her in a little bit. About her was, she's this independent woman. She's this, how do you call it, woman that speaks her mind. She's this woman that you cannot, how do you call it, put under your little, in your little maybe cup or something like that. She's a free woman, right? And my question would be, do you think that people, because I know we're talking about, you made a mention about maybe you meet someone who is a drunkard, he's an alcoholic, and you think that, hey, I'm going to marry, or I'm going to change the person in a week or something. My question would be, do you think it is wise, for Meghan, okay, let's say maybe she had an idea that she's going to go into the royal family and maybe change certain traditions, the way they have some strict rules about how they are supposed to behave. Maybe she had an idea that, hey, if I go into it, I can change certain things. I could do certain things differently, and maybe it might bring a little bit of change in the royal family. And also, I want to throw it. Do you think it's wise for a person to decide to do something thinking that they will change it or they will have a different objective from what the normal norm is? Or you think that we should stay away from things we know we don't want or we know is outside our culture, the way we were raised up, or the way we see things, or the way we have been exposed to see certain things in our society, even in our life as general. Yes, Pastor Anita? I don't know if you understand my question.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
And thank you for that question. I am a big fan of change. I believe that change is definitely possible.
Yes.
But I also believe that change must be in agreement with two people. And so, coming to terms with I cannot want change more than the person that I want changed.
Mm.
I cannot want the change more than the person I want
Mm.
changed.
That is
When
powerful.
we do that, then it's kind of like we are forcing and imposing things on people. But if they are not willing to change, if they are not ready for the change, then no matter what you do, you yourself become exhausted. And you yourself begin to give up. Or if you're not careful, you begin to conform to the change that you are expecting, because it's kind of like the person is not willing to change. So let me change for the person. If you are not strong enough and you are not careful. And like I said, like you said, Megan is one of those women that is very, very independent. And so I think that, when it comes to change too, we have to come down to a certain level. I think we cannot stand tall and expect a change. I think we have to come down to a certain level and communicate that change. But I think that she was expecting that everything would just change, everything will just be in accordance to how things are. But look at the fact that Harry's brother has a wife in that place. And the wife, you realize that she, whether we know it or not, even when she comes out, there's a certain level of humility that she has. So you won't even question whether is she really falling in line with how the culture is supposed to be or not, because she knows how to behave herself. She knows how to carry herself, right? The issue with Meghan and Harry is also that, okay, maybe she wanted to go in there thinking that they will accept her and change certain things. But the man you are marrying, he even wanted to leave the palace more than you. Ever since Harry's mother died, Harry always wanted to leave.
Yes.
When you look at the lifestyle of Harry, it was as if like, oh, when is God sending me someone so that the person can take me out of here?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you came in and now he has a reason to what? To leave the place. But if you were willing to humble yourself, and if Harry was also willing to stay in that place, both of you could have worked together to try your best to probably change the culture. But here goes you coming in trying to change the culture, and this man is saying, I even want to leave. So why don't we just, for lack of better words, disobey so that we can all leave the royal family? So I believe in change, but I also believe that change comes in a sense of both of you have to agree for that change. One cannot want the change more than the person who needs to be changed.
One cannot want the change more than the person who needs to be changed. That is powerful. I have another. So I know you were married. Okay, Pastor Anita, I know you're
Yes.
married. And I know a lot of viewers watching are married and stuff. When it comes to, how do you call it, a man and a woman in a union of marriage, how do you call it? I'm looking at Meghan and Harry. I don't want to say, hey, it was Meghan that influenced Harry, that made him move away from the royal family. And I think it's one of the biggest thing out there. Everybody is kind of putting the blame. Meghan is the reason why Harry left. Actually, I think UK people say that Meghan stole Harry from them. So, as a woman, okay, do you believe or do you think? Okay, I don't really want to say do you believe or do you think, but I just want to throw the question out there, and I want you to, being a pastor's wife and also as a married woman, just give me your input for the audience. So, do do men sometimes make their own decisions and women, how do you call it, are bashed for it? I want to ask that because I don't know what went into Harry and Meghan's, how do you call it, leaving the royal family, right? But from based on what is out there, society, the internet, beating them, how do you call it, actually putting the blame that Meghan is the reason why Harry is leaving. And it does, when you go to the internet right now, you don't see anything about Harry leaving. All the, how do you call it, all the target is on Meghan leaving. Oh, you are the reason why Harry is leaving. You are the reason why you came to take Harry from us and stuff. So being a married woman and being a pastor's wife, how would you address this issue? Do men make decisions and women get bashed for it because they're married? Yes.
Of course, men make decisions all the time and most women gets bashed for it. Why? Because women, we are the weaker vessel, and it is easier for people to attack women than it is for people to attack men, because there's this ego that comes with, you know, men, that people don't want to put the blame on the men too much. That is why I said that, first of all, when you look at the life of Harry never conformed to the rules of the royal family.
Yes.
He was always doing his own thing. Like every time I watched videos of Harry and his brothers, I always saw that this man, Harry, is so different from his brother. You know, even some of the things he says sometimes. So I'm not putting the blame on Meghan so much, because I've studied, you know, a little bit to know Harry, to know that ever since the mother died, he always wanted to leave the place. So Meghan coming in, you know, was like, first of all, you knew that marrying outside of your race, marrying outside of your culture, marrying outside of the confinements of whatever has been put in place would even raise a lot of eyebrows. But he was willing to break protocol anyways.
Yes.
You know, so it's kind of like, but it's so easy to blame the woman because it's the woman's fault. It's so easy to blame the woman because many people would say that, oh, the woman should have been the one to advise the man, you know, not to make this decision. So, you know, and then the man is coming from a royal home. So therefore, the man was kind of like, okay, even though the man made the decision, it's the woman that, you know, left with the man. So therefore, the woman should have stayed. But we don't know why the woman had to leave. Maybe, like she said, the environment she was in was too toxic that she realized that, look, I had to go. And maybe because of the love Harry had for Meghan, Harry is like, I'm not going to sit there for my family to treat you this way. So because of my love for you, you know, let's go to a place where you will feel comfortable, where you will feel safe. But at the end of the day, women are weaker vessels. It is easier to blame a woman for everything than to blame the man. Even when you catch a man cheating, okay? Even when you catch a man cheating, most people will blame the wife. Oh, maybe the wife is not treating the man, you know, well. Oh, maybe it's the wife's fault. Is the wife really? Did the wife push the man into cheating?
No.
So this is something that is embedded in our culture, that is so easy to speak against the woman. It is so easy to bash the woman, and it's so sad because we don't understand the psychological effect that culture has played on the mental health of a woman, the mental health of people, even children, the mental health of children. That is so dangerous. And so we really need to break that stigma. If it's the man's fault, let's blame the man. But don't blame the woman for a decision that the man has made. You know, the most hurtful thing in life is to be blamed for something you have no idea about, or to be blamed for something that you never did.
Wow.
That can even cause people to commit suicide. So it's very, very
one
important.
thing she was talking, I'm sorry. I think it was one thing Meghan was talking about during the interview, that it got to a point she wanted to commit suicide. It's really, really sad, actually, to get somebody to the point where they want to leave the earth. We don't know what went on into that family, but for her to get to that level where she want to take her own life is really, 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 really sad. And
definitely, very sad. Very sad.
yes, so, Pastor Anita, I want to ask you this. Okay, let me read something from Ephesians. Okay, I know the same scripture is in Genesis, but let me read from the Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31. It says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. Actually, some version uses to cleave. Okay, let me read it again. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united or cleave to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. On this note, I want to ask, okay, we see Harry taking Meghan. I want us to focus on him. We see Harry marrying, by his background, seeing what happened to his mother, decided to take his wife and out of UK, moving. Do we think is, how do you call it? Based on the scripture I just read, right? Do you think Harry's decision to leave the royal family and living with his wife was a good thing? And how do you call it? Every man, or yes, every man should do that to protect his wife, a woman he's married to. Yes, Pastor Anita.
Hey, this is a very hey, let me sit down well. Let me sit
I
down
know.
well for this one.
I know.
This is because you have brought scripture into it, so it makes it very interesting. Yes, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother's house and cleave to the woman, become one flesh. Leaving is not always necessarily location in terms of moving out of state to a different country. Leaving, because somebody can leave physically, right? Somebody can leave physically, but then mentally they are still connected to whatever their mother tells them to do.
Yes.
Somebody can leave physically, but mentally they are still connected to their family. It's kind of like, in order for them to do anything, they have to seek approval from their parents. They have to seek approval from this. Once you are married, okay, that is why you have to be very careful the family that you are getting married into. There are some certain parents that will always speak into their lives of people. I know a woman who said, even if my son is married, I am still his mother. He's still my son. Hey, he's still my son. Meaning that when a woman speaks like that, and you are not careful, it means that your marriage is also going to be influenced by that. And so, did Harry make a good decision to leave? Yes. Well, if that's what they both agreed, looking at the environment, everything, of course, because he loved her and they want to be together and they want to build their family. They want to, because you're leaving each other's family and now you are coming to build your own family. Sometimes it's necessary for you to move away from what you are familiar with in order for you to create the home that you want. In order for you to create the home that you want to see, because there are so many people that, because of their past, they are not able to break away from it to create the kind of family they want, right? So it's definitely good that they decided to do that. But you cannot separate yourself from royalty and expect to enjoy the benefits of royalty. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. You cannot separate yourself from royalty and expect to enjoy the benefits of royalty. So I'm pretty sure that Harry knew the implication of the decision he was making, knowing that you are not going to have any more security, knowing that the allowance you used to get, you are not going to get that, because you made a conscious decision that now you are a man, you have a family, and so you are choosing that and you are leaving.
Yes.
So the circumstances governing why you left will also determine the royalty that you will enjoy or that you will not enjoy. And in this case, it's very unfortunate because they have kind of cut him off, and now they are regretting, saying, well, even though I left, they shouldn't have cut me off. But the culture is very important. You knew. Sometimes when we make certain decisions, we have to understand the consequence. It's kind of like you are living outside of the will of God and expecting to enjoy the benefits of Abraham. There are so many times when people think Abraham's blessings are mine, and in my mind, but Abraham's blessings are yours. But is Abraham's obedience also yours?
Obedience.
Because it is through the obedience that the blessings came. So you cannot be singing Abraham's blessings are mine too, because I am an heir of Abraham, so his blessings are mine, but his obedience are not. It is through the obedience that the blessings came. So you cannot leave royalty and enjoy the blessings that comes with being a royal. Wow. Impossible.
Wow.
Impossible.
Yeah, impossible. Yeah, I know their title was taken away from them. But you see, my whole thing is, I mean, Harry is born a prince, right? Will kind of the title prince be taken away from him? I know the Dutch, how do you call it? The Dutch Duke and Duchess of Sussex, maybe they might take it from them because it was a title that was bestowed upon them by the Queen. Okay, so I don't know if they can, how do you call it? They can take the prince from Harry since he was born into it. Okay, let me take some quick comments and then we'll come back to Pastor
Okay.
Anita. Okay, one moment. Okay, I have from Rani. Rani says, what was the motive? Did he leave because he wanted to, or he left because he wanted to protect her? I think it's both, because when you listen to Harry's interview, most of his concern was about he didn't want what happened to his mom to happen to his wife. So he wasn't going to stand there to be bullied. I think that was his words in quote. I wasn't going to stand there to be bullied. Okay, so I think it was one, and to protect her from, like we're saying, Harry has always been meant to be free, a free spirit. He wanted to do things in his own way. So I think that would be one of the major reasons. But up to now, I don't think he has actually come out to say, hey, I left because, you know, I wanted to live all these 2 years and I've left, right? But I think one of his motive, one of the things he's actually hitting on or pounding on is, I don't want what happened to my mother to happen to my wife. So that's what I can say so far. When I come back, I'll take Pastor Anita's comments too on that. From ACB says, in my opinion, Meghan went about the whole process wrong because she thought marriage can give her the power to initiate what she wanted. Meghan is the perfect strong woman Harry needs, but her approach is to set Harry free, in my opinion, is wrong. Okay, all right. From another comment from Sister Esla Coffee says, Princess Meghan, the savior. I won't be surprised to see a kid show called Princess Meghan. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Okay, I think these are all the comments. So we would, yes, my producer is telling me there's a money comment, but I can't see them. You know, so we're gonna, yes, I'll go to Pastor Anita and we will find this comment. When we come back, I will definitely read them. So today I'm gonna take time and read all your comments. So just keep them coming, okay? Keep them coming. I will work with my producer to get all your comments. Yes, and okay, let me, before I go to Pastor Anita, let me put a call in information for you guys. So you can call in into the discussion to share your view. I'm sorry. You can call into the discussion to share your view or experience on the topic. Kindly text to, so this is the number, please, 347-499-1618. 347-499-1618 to receive a link to join in. So when you text that number, you will receive a link that will help you to call in also. So yes, please do that. 347-499-1618. Thank you so much. From ACB again, thank you FBN for this education. Our generation needs this. Marriage is leading people to death. Yes. Rani wants to know if it's my phone. Rani, it's not my phone. Thank you. Okay, you test the number, you get the link. It's not my phone. Okay. Yes. I don't want to say what I was going to say, but that's good. It's not my phone. Okay, awesome. So, Pastor Anita, I'm back to you again. So,
No problem.
I think a lot of the comments were actually, how do you call it, backing what you were saying about the approach and everything. Even if we know Meghan is an independent, strong woman. She was raised by a black woman. I know her family has all this drama going on and stuff. And so, yeah. And you see, one thing I'm looking at everything from this perception, from this direction as well. You know, Meghan was married before. I was married, I think, for 2 years or 3 years, and that was it. And when we, you know, though Harry wanted to leave, we know that Harry has always been this free spirit, I don't want to obey the rules kind of person. But when we look into it, I think people are very sympathizing with Harry because he lost his mother. Right? I think that's one of the reasons why maybe people are not really looking at him. And we are looking at Meghan family members actually coming out and saying all kinds of things about her and stuff. So the reason why, this is what I think, the reason why people are bashing her a lot is because, one, his family members are contributing to it. Number two, he was married before. Number three, when we look at Harry's side, you don't really hear any kind of, how do you call it, rumors or any kind of things that he did, or we don't, you know, sometimes, how do you call it? People will agree with you on certain things if they knew the background or based on how they know the other person. We know Harry to be, yeah, free spirit, but also know that his mother died. He's not like a rule breaker or like how do you call it? He doesn't do things impulsive or all kinds of things like that. But we are looking at Megan's background, which father, the other family has all kinds of issue with her. We see the sister coming out, half sister coming out to make interviews, all kinds of stuff. And I think this make people be like, hey, you are the bad guy. Right? No matter what you say, you are the bad guy. So we rather get at you. We rather come for you than to come for the other person. Hey, it could be Harry. Every idea could be from Harry. But we're not going to go after him because for what we know, his mother died. And we know that he's a free guy. We know that he served in the military. We know that he's a very responsible guy. But with you, no. From what we've known from you, you are the bad guy. So I think that is one of the reasons why people are really, really onto Meghan and actually bashing her and not really giving her, how do you call it, the privacy or the benefit of the doubt she needs. Okay, so Pastor Anita, coming back to you again, how do you stand up to people in authority who bully you? Is the approach of Princess Harry and Meghan justified? How do you stand against authority? Or stand up? I won't say against, actually. I won't say against. How do you stand up to people in authority who bully you? Is the approach of Harry and Meghan justified? And we're looking at this from the context, even in the church, at your job, at your workplace. Yes, we're looking at it from different contexts. Yes, all over. Yes, Pastor Anita.
So when we talk about this, we have to ask ourselves, what do we mean by bullying? Right?
Yes.
What do we mean by bullying? Because the same way someone will speak to you and you would think the person is bullying you, when the person speaks to me, I won't see it as bullying. So when it comes to bullying, there's so many things involved. There are certain things we also have to take into consideration because when it comes to Harry and Meghan, I'm not sure where that bullying comes in, or I'm not sure where, like, what they did to her that was a surprise. This is what I mean. When someone is a bully, you know based on what they've done. So when the person bullies you, you know that, oh, this is something that they have been doing. This is something that they have been doing. So should it come as a surprise to you? No, because that is how they are. Let's say you go to a job. Many of us, when we get into a job, we don't do our research when it comes to the job. But then maybe this boss always speaks down on people. And you know this is the kind of person that you are going to be under, and you expect them to be different. So I think that, understanding the culture, doing our research is also very important. But how do we, let's say this is the matter where you are in and you are feeling like you are being bullied. I think talking to the person and letting them know how you feel. Because sometimes what the person is saying, maybe they don't mean it in that way that you're taking it. But maybe you're taking it in a way that you feel like you're being bullied based on a certain, reason, or maybe because what they are saying is so hurtful to you. So we have to define what bullying is and in which context.
Okay.
And also, if you find yourself being bullied, you have to definitely talk to the person. Let them know, look, when you say this, this is how it feels. This is how I feel. When you do this, this is how I feel. Communication is very important. And if you communicate with the person and you feel like the person keeps doing the same thing and they are suppressing you, or they are making you feel less than. For me, that's how I classify bullying or define bullying. When someone is making you feel less than, and you talk to the person and the person keeps doing it, then you take it up to a higher person, even in church. When you find yourself being bullied in church and you speak to the person and the person does not seem to understand what is happening to you or does not care, you take it up to another level and talk to the people who are higher in authority, and then let them know, look, this and this is what's going on. But don't sit there and be suppressed and depressed by what this person is saying, but how they are making you feel, for you to even get into that state of anxiety, get into the state of depression, get into psychological and mental problems because people are doing something to you that you are not willing to accept, but you are overwhelmed and you cannot take it. It is important for you to speak up. If you feel like you are being bullied, no matter where you find yourself, it is important, even in the church, it is important for you to speak up.
Wow. It is
It's
important
important.
for you to speak up. But Pastor Nita, what if the person is the person in authority? What if the person is the person in authority? How do you go about it? How do you go about? You see, I think with the issue of Meghan and Harry, when we listen to most of the, how do you call it, the things about them are revolving. I think one of the things was about her wedding. During her wedding, I think this, according to some of the palace helpers, they said she wanted one, how do you call it, a certain tiara, and she was told that she cannot get that. And according to another report, they said, I think she made Kate, her sister-in-law, cry, and later it came out as not true. That's not what happened. I think it's all these issues that have come up and stuff, and people are saying, hey, okay, I think the bully will be in that aspect that, okay, why are you saying things that are not true, or why are you doing things to delay which is not true and stuff. And let me put this in quickly. You know, let's look at William. I know we're focusing on Harry and all this stuff, but let's look at William because Kate didn't also have it that easy, because according to sources, Harry's father, is it Prince Charles or whatever, he they broke up like 7 times or something like that. Kate and William, they broke up multiple times before they were allowed to marry. I just want to put this across there for you, just people to just know. Okay, so I think the reason why maybe people are saying, because Harry said, I don't want to be bullied, right? I think that's one of his words. I will not be bullied into staying or keeping quiet. And that's one of the reasons why he's like, he took his wife, he shipped them out and stuff. So the bully could be, it could be, you know, when you're dealing with people in authority, the person is in authority. They might not even realize what they're doing. So how do you even know they are bullying you, and how do you even get them to know that, hey, you are bullying me, or whatever you are doing to me is affecting me, and I want you to stop? If the person is in authority, how do you go about it, Pastor Nita? The person is in authority. How do you go about it?
If the person is in authority, definitely it's a bit difficult, because it's like, for you, the person is higher than you, so how do I even approach the situation? But I think there are several ways to approach the situation. You can probably talk to someone who is highly respected by the one in authority, right? Who is able to listen to the one in authority, is able to listen to, maybe, okay, maybe it's the queen that did it, and you know the queen is in authority, so you don't feel comfortable going to the queen. Why don't you go to, Prince Charles? Or, okay, why don't you tell Harry? Or, Harry, why don't you tell your brother? I think there's a way that we have to navigate, even in the church. We have to find someone that, probably maybe the pastor's wife, or maybe the elder of the church. I think that, many of us, the reason why we don't speak up is because in the church we make it seem like, hey, don't tell the pastor's issue to anyone outside of, the pastor, because it's kind of like you are saying bad things about the pastor, and it's not good. So because of that, there is this fear in us that because the person is in authority, then we are less than. And that mentality will always cause us to cripple, and to be at a place where we are always afraid. That is why so many people are in church, they've been hurt, but they cannot speak up, because they feel like, okay, the man of God or the woman of God have done this to me, and I'm afraid to speak up because no one is going to believe me. So when the person is in a high authority, it's difficult for anyone to believe the victim. It's so difficult. But I think that we have to find a way to navigate through, whether you are just going to leave the church, leave the place. If you feel like it's too toxic for you, why stay and die when you can leave and live? Why stay and die when you can leave and live? But if you have someone who is highly respected by the one in authority who is bullying you, that you are able to even go to and approach and talk to them about certain things, for the person to even understand and communicate that, I think it's also helpful. But it's a very dicey situation, especially when the person is in authority. But
Right.
definitely, we cannot keep quiet. We have to find a way around it.
Well, we have to find a way around it, no matter how difficult it is. It is, especially dealing with someone in authority who is the one, how do you call it, causing the harm to you. It's really, really hard, and it looks scary to stand up or to even talk about it and stuff. But you have to.
Yes.
We need to talk about it. Your mental health is very important. I think one thing when it comes to Africa or when it comes to the church, we don't really want to talk about mental health and stuff,
No,
depression
we
and stuff.
don't.
But people get into it. People are depressed. People are in serious situations, right? But they don't want to talk about it because the church, especially, we frown on these things. Hey, you can't say you are depressed. Hey, but when you read the scripture, there were times men of God were depressed and they wanted to kill themselves and stuff. So yeah, just to
Definitely.
yeah. So
Definitely.
there's nothing wrong talking about it because, like Pastor Anita said, it's important for you to talk about it and leave than not talk about it and let's see, how do you call it? Run in front of the train. I think I rather want you
Yeah.
to leave when you talk about it than to run in front of the train, right? I need your life is
Yes.
more important than any other thing. So please talk about it, no matter how hard and difficult it seems like. So I have a caller on the line, but I will come back to Pastor Anita. But I have a caller on the line. Hello, hello, Mr. Harrison, Nana Harrison.
Hello, Linda.
Hi, welcome to Gospel City. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you too?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome.
Oh,
How
thank
was
you
your
for
Sunday?
having me. Oh, my Sunday has been great. We had an awesome time at church, evangelism week and all that. So
Yes.
it was great. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
hope
Great to
yours
know
was
that.
good as well.
Yeah, mine was good too. Thank you for asking.
All right. We thank
Yeah.
God.
Yes, so I know you know the matter at hand. You know, we're talking about a lot and a lot and
Hmm.
a lot. Uh, yes, so
Yeah.
up to you.
It's
Yes,
it
over to you.
it's particularly quite a difficult situation, and I think that Pastor Anita has done justice to a lot of the things. I
Yes.
feel that um, in this day and age,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us feel that
Mm-hmm.
when we want to marry, the most important thing is love. But honestly, it's not. Um, Love is important,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the only thing or the most important thing. You need to consider a lot of factors. And so if you are going into a family, you need to know the family you are getting into. You don't just get up and because I've seen Linda and I think that, oh, I'm in love with Linda. So because of that, I just have to just go ahead and then we just do our own thing. We are both from families and we need to do some form of due diligence. And it's very important. When I wanted to marry my wife, the father who lives in the United Kingdom, in Europe, traveled to see my father to be sure that indeed who I say I am, I am. And I also had to leave the United States and go see him in Europe, at least to know who he is and um, see how we can get along and all that. And it is very important. Had I gone there and not had a good vibe with him, I don't think that I would have had to marry because then my goal would be to work on the relationship that I must have with him before thinking about marrying the person because that family support is very, very important. Yes, they are not the ones coming to live your life for you, but you need to do right by them. So Megan needed to have understood where she was going. It is royal family. And like I did put in the comment, wisdom is the ability to recognize difference in people, difference in situations and circumstances. And so you don't think that, well, you can, the way you approach every group of people or every family is different. If you are marrying from, let's say, a priestly home, you need to understand where you are going. Every family is not the same. So you need to know where you are going. and then you approach that with a lot of wisdom. I think that the problem, some way, somehow, is more of the democracy in America. She is used to this free thinking and being able to do everything that you want without any limitations and all that. But when you are a royal, your life is different.
No, yeah.
And she should have known that right from the beginning. It's like Paul saying that let not many of you desire to be teachers. Why? Because a teacher's judgment is different. So if you, even in the church or something, if you are desiring to become a man of God, you should know that your judgment is different. Your life is now different. So you cannot do the everyday things that everybody else does. So you should have done this due diligence to understand and try to find a way to bridge that gap. It's very difficult getting accepted into a royal family if you are not a royal yourself.
Yeah.
So that is the first challenge he should have known and try to work around it some way, somehow. And like Pastor Anita said, if you have made the decision to leave the royal family, don't expect that they will still be giving you your stipend and all those things. You decided to cut yourself off, and they should have known that it comes with some repercussions. And that is one of them. They cannot spend their money on you when you are not even willing to associate yourself with them. Come on. Will she be able, or will she be interested in nurturing a relationship that's not mutual?
No.
These are realities of life, but sometimes when it is being played back to us, we feel we are not being treated fairly. But it's relationship is mutual. If you don't want to have a relationship with me, why do I need to keep on using the funds that I have to be pushing you when somebody else is also there that the same funds could have been given to? Besides, you're not a royal, you don't have any royal status to maintain. So that is even a no-brainer to me. I feel that some of the decisions they made were a bit premature. And I see a lot of youthful exuberance in all those things. Sometimes you need to kind of exercise a lot of decorum, because now that you've left, imagine if they didn't have powerful friends like Tyler Perry, who gave them his mansion in California to live in. Where were they going to live when they were leaving Canada? So these are all things that you need to consider when you are making a decision. It's not, we don't just act out of impulse and think that, oh, because we are so much in love, the love will put money or it will put food on the table. It doesn't. Money does not grow because you love somebody. You have to have the right things in place. And then about the decisions that men make, I feel that, well, Meghan still would be blamed, because although Harry perhaps wanted to leave the royal family by himself, it was not until after meeting Meghan. So because the two of them have become one, and he never left until he married her. And so because of that, whether it was Meghan's decision for him to leave or not, it would still be deemed as being motivated by her, because he probably did it to protect her, in which case it is still because of her. So as for the blame, she will be blamed. And I know the British press, they will do a great job at really criticizing her for all that. I guess she hasn't even seen anything yet. The bigger ones are yet to come. And so they need to really brace themselves up for what is coming, because I don't foresee that they will ever tone down on them. No. The royals do not kowtow to any individual.
No.
Not even the princess themselves. That's why when Diana was misbehaving, it is speculated that they themselves eliminated her.
Oh yeah.
They don't respect anybody. You have to be a royal and play by the rules. If you go against those rules, then you have yourself to blame. It is just as we Christians. You can't say that you are a Christian, but you want to live your own life. It comes with its own principles. And if it's either you are ready to abide by them or not, in which case you just choose. And so whichever one you choose, you should be bracing yourself for whatever happens. But on the matter of bullying, it's everywhere. But I feel that, like Pastor Anita said, if it's a church and you can just exit. If it is a problem and you can't find anybody who would have to talk to this person and all that, and I believe that you have to make effort, because at the end of the day, if even you leave and all those things, the question becomes, what effort did you put in place? Did you use the right channels to address the issue? So after you have fulfilled all the righteousness, and then the person is still doing what they are doing, then you know that they won't have a change of heart. In that case, you have the opportunity to take any action that you deem would save you, either by cutting ties with those people or doing whatever is going to sustain you some way, somehow. So that is my opinion on all that is being discussed so far.
Thank you. You know, I think the issue about the premature leaving, about, you know, this whole thing about MEGHAN and stuff, actually, she said herself, and I quote, her friends actually told her that the British tabloid were going to destroy her. And she was like, well, no, they can do that. I think she took lightly what her friends told her. And like Mr. Harrison, you said, the British family is powerful. Let's look at even our Ghana culture, the chiefs or the kings in Ghana. You see how the cultures and the traditions are. Can you ever marry from there if you're not royal? They call it audition. You can. Like, no, you can. And let's not look at it that the British family, they're going to do differently because they are maybe from the European. No, it's the same royal lineage. They are trying to protect the lineage. So if you come in and you are not able, willing to abide by the rules, or if they see that you are being a threat to the lineage, okay, and then I think they'll make they make a decision about that. I don't want to say anything that will incriminate me, so I know they know what they will do about it. But
Linda, I would want to put something vague out there. Let's say, even here in the United States, where we are always claiming democracy and equality, human rights, and all those things. Now, I want to ask a simple question. If I, as I'm sitting here, God forbid, I'm in a situation with, let's say, the President of the United States. Maybe we're on the same flight, there is an accident, and then there is a rescue team. Who are they going to rescue first?
The President, definitely.
Of course. So it is human right and equal, but some people are more equal than others.
Yeah.
It's a simple fact. And I believe that these are certain deceptions in society that people are not getting to understand. Bill Gates will not allow his daughter to come and marry a broke-ass guy.
Oh, no.
He will not allow it.
It
So
won't happen.
some of the things, we need to understand and face reality. It's not that you cannot be ambitious, but although sometimes we let the whole issue of equality and being treated fairly and all those things get so much into us. But even God, the way he treats human beings, he doesn't treat everybody equally. Because there are things that David did in the Bible that if somebody else had done those things, the person would have been struck dead instantly. But he was given a second chance to repent. So it's like, I feel that we need to understand that the stroke is not the same for everybody. No matter what we do, it will not be the same. So although it is human rights, some people, human beings, become more human beings than others. And that is the simple question I asked. No fire service or whoever would choose to save me when the president is lying next to me and he can use the same effort to save one of us. It will not happen.
No.
So let's not be delusional in thinking that because of human rights and all those things, we all have equal rights. It's never true.
No. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Harrison. That was powerful and insightful
All right.
for that. Yes.
Thank you,
you
Linda,
so
for
much.
having
Yes.
me.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. And yes, thank you so much for calling again. And I'll go to Pastor Anita.
All right.
Pastor Anita, yes. So thank you so much. Yes. So this issue is really, really, it's true. It's true, Papa. Imagine you, you see, like we always talk about rich people always having somebody, the reason why they do that is because they want to maintain the standard. They're not gonna take you who have nothing, your family has nothing to show off. Of course, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen. But how many cases and stuff? They want to protect their lineage. They want to protect what they have in the family. And if you're coming and they don't really, right, and they feel like you cry, number one, if you don't have it, and number two, you're also a threat. Some people, they're broke, but their behavior, they're not going to let you come in. No way. They're not going to let you come in and cause all kinds of, how do you call, distraction in the family. So they will protect it and stuff. And I think that's one of the things about the royal family. I know the whole issue about Diana. I don't want to go into it, but there are, how do you call, there are theories about her getting together with a certain group of people, you know them. And the family didn't want it, because why? Then the lineage is definitely under threat. The throne will be under threat, and they were not in any place to let that happen. So this family is powerful. It's very, very powerful, and you have to be careful when you're dealing with them. Pastor, like Mr. Harrison said, yes, we have human rights, democracy in America and stuff, but let's enjoy it whilst we are in America. When we go to other places, let's leave it. If you go to, how do you call, Saudi Arabia or Iraqi and say you have democracy, they're not going to listen to you. How? They're not going to listen. They're going to do what they have to do to you. So yeah, your democracy, but I think it's when you are here in America. When you go outside America, they have cultures. And they have certain traditions and have rules, you have to follow them and stuff. Yes, so Pastor Nida, my last question for you, and then we can touch on other stuff. Do you have examples? Because I know we might not have experienced certain things, but we might have friends or family members who have experienced certain things. And the viewers watching, so when you call me, please, when you call, I want you to talk about this. Do you know, or do you have an example of someone who was in a situation like MEGHAN was, who married into a powerful home, into a very rich home, into a very influential home, and maybe something happened to them? Do you have an experience like that? Have you ever heard of situations like that? Do you have an examples you can share to us also? We want to listen, we want to learn about it. Hey, you might necessarily, maybe good for you, maybe you marry from in an influential home. There's ways to go about it. I'm not saying there's no hope for you to, no. There's some influential guy or some rich guy will see you, rich family will see you, and they want you for their children or their daughter or their son. But you have to follow certain rules and traditions and stuff. So when you call me, talk about these things. And also, so Pastor Nida, do you have an example, or have you ever, how do you call it, seen situations like this, like MEGHAN, apart from MEGHAN's own? Have you seen situations in our Ghana culture we are coming from? There's a bit of these things there. We see it daily. We see it and we heard of it daily. Have you ever, how do you call, experienced it yourself? If not, have examples of seen situations where people have been in such situations because they married into rich, influential, or powerful homes?
Okay, so I've not really seen much, but I have heard. I know this lady in Ghana who, when it comes to being Ewe, I'm Ewe too. So I'll use myself for an example. But because even with tribalism is very, very important, marrying into a tribe. So my husband is Fanti and I'm Ewe. And, there's this misconception about Ewes and stuff like that. So sometimes when you are going into it, you already have this misconception. So my husband had to break that misconception and know me for who I am rather than what is surrounding the culture. You get what I'm saying? And even with parents will tell you, only marry an Ewe man or only marry an Ewe woman because they want to make sure that whatever lineage they are, you are in, you remain in that. It's like we don't want anyone coming from the outside because we don't know how they're going to pollute the family or the lineage of everything that is going on. So it's very, very important because even tribalism is so important in Ghana nowadays. People are like, okay, the parents are not so much into it, especially when you are overseas, but it's something that is evident. I know a friend of mine who the mother told him, you cannot marry anyone who is not Ashanti. And it's like, hey, so, but when it comes to like, rich and influential family, I know a friend of mine who comes from a very influential family in the Volta region. And they told her, they said, yes, it's okay for you to date, right? You can choose to date anyone you want. But in terms of marriage, bringing the person to the home, because remember, when you are getting married, you're marrying into a family. So bringing the person into the home, the person coming to experience our culture and enjoy the privileges, it has to be someone that we pick for you. So it was a chaotic situation for her, but at the end of the day, she decided to stick with someone the family picked for her because she wanted peace. And thank God that her relationship worked out. They are happy together. But some people, they don't, it doesn't go like that. And so, like Mr. Harrison said, wisdom is very important, and wisdom is the ability for you to know the culture you're going into, the people you are going into. You have to know. And if the family is saying you are not welcome, don't think that they will welcome you after 1 month. No, if you are not welcome, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, if you're not welcome, you're not welcome. And sometimes we try to convince them. Sometimes we try to convince them. It's one of the things I think I like talking about. Anytime I talk about my producer, about it with my producer, she laughs. Like arranged marriages, right? Arranged marriages are not, how do you call it? They are pragmatic, and pragmatic marriages are not for love. Love is out of the question. When a rich family, they're choosing or they're telling you to marry someone from this family of status or of influence or anything, of economic or anything, they're not looking at love. They don't even care about your feelings. Your feelings, what? Oh no, that is out of the question. That's not even part of it. What they care about is, hey, he's rich, or he has a son who is this, or a daughter who is that, so marry. We're going to set you up and marry. They don't care about your feelings, whether you like them, you don't like them, whether you can stand them, you can't stand them, whether you feel like strangling them. They don't care. All that they care is marry them or get to know them and stuff. So these things are very important and stuff. We face them. Okay, so viewers calling. Please, I'm waiting for my next caller. Please call and tell me if you have experienced this, or you know somebody who have experienced being married into a powerful, influential homes, and if you heard stories about these things too. And also you can touch on Harry and Meghan's situation, and you can relate it to our life as Christians and even as people who are not royals. Yes. Yes, Pastor Anita.
Yes.
So yeah,
Can I mention
yes.
something real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
So when I listened to the interview, there was a part where she said that when she was pregnant with her first son,
Yeah.
people in the royal family were asking, so what color is your child going to be? How is your child going to look like? Is your child going to be too dark or this and that? And I guess for her, it was very offensive. She took it like, they were being racist or they were discriminating and this and that. But here comes a case where I believe it's normal for, I'm not even going to put the race on it, because an example, when I was pregnant with my first son, my husband is darker than me. LL people, we are a little lighter.
Yeah.
that is the blessing we got from God. I don't know. But my husband is darker than me. And so when I was pregnant, most people were asking me, so what color is your child going to be? Is your child going to be your complexion, or is the child going to be your husband's complexion? I think that it's a question that people just want to know.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with such a question. So I just want to, and then, my first son was lighter, but then when the second son came, it was like, okay, so is your second son going to be as light as your first son? I don't know. Am I God? I don't, I don't know. But it's a question that, some pregnant women are asked. And my second son is not as light as my first son. My second son is darker like the father, which at the end of the day, people ask those questions all the time. It's not because you are in a royal home. People just want to know. So I think that sometimes it's like the way we think other people are thinking is probably not what it is. Sometimes we read into things too much, but then also understanding the culture will also help you to know whether this person is serious, whether this person is not. But there are so many things that we read into that we think, oh, we are the only ones that is experiencing it. Oh, why are people asking me the color of, the color of my child? It's painful, I'm hurt, I'm this, I'm that. When I've been asked that question all the time, and I did not take it as a racist comment whatsoever. So I think that how we perceive things is also very important.
Yeah, thank you for touching on that. I think the thing is, according to speculations, they were saying, I don't even want to go into it. It's a whole weird stuff. It's a whole weird stuff. I don't want to go into it. But you see, when you go to the internet right now, I'm black. I'm African. So yeah, I'm from Africa. I'm from Ghana. So and we are all like that. So I think one of the things, people are actually looking at when they're talking about MEGHAN is race. And when you listen to the interview, I think the interview, it was only the part that I actually listened. And the interview, well, like Oprah, let me mention her name. You could see that she was taken aback. She was a bit like, she rolled her eyes like, what? Like this happened and stuff. So, and a lot of people are picking up on that. They're picking on that. Hey, how dare you say, ask the color of a child's skin, right? It's a child and stuff. So people are actually now pulling the race card. They are not looking at it from the other side. And from speculations, actually, the question was asked as a joke. It was asked as a joke. Like, we were laughing about it. So it wasn't even a serious thing. It was asked as a joke. Like, how was the child's skin going to be? Is it going to be black, or is it going to be, how do you call it, white like Harry? So it was it was asked as a joke. But now I think the race card has been pulled, and people are now looking at it from any other, how do you call it, point than being raised, than asking the child's skin, which is preposterous to ask, number one, and it should never be asked. And why should it even ask a child skin? And you see, with all that is going on with the race issue, people are not even looking at anything. The fact of the matter that you said it, it means you are racist, or it means it was a race issue. So people are not even looking at whether it was made as a joke. They're not, right? We are in a time where race has become a very major part of something we are dealing with. If your skin is like mine, we are dealing with it and stuff. So now people don't want to listen to anything you say, whether it was not offensive, we are not looking at it. We take it out of context and we want to go with, hey, you said something about skin, oh, you are racist. And I know Prince William came out to say no. And I understand him. I would definitely come out and say I'm not racist, because we are looking at one of the most powerful monarch in the world. And you are coming out to tell me that someone made a racist comment. You put in the throne in a very bad situation, in a very bad place. People are going to start looking at the royal monarchy with a very questionable eye. And they don't want that. So definitely they're going to have to come out and say, no, we didn't say that. And that is what is going on. Right now, this Meghan's and Harry's word, oh, they made this comment. And the royals, the British royals, words, no, we did not say that, we are not racist. So that's one of I think, the fight that is going on regarding the issue of the color of the skin of the baby. Yes, so, and I know they're pregnant. Yes, and another good thing. You see, all that is going on, we have good thing. They are pregnant, and I think before, the beginning of the beginning of summer, they're going to be having their second baby. And they reveal the sex of the child. It's a female, a baby girl. So let's see and know that this one will be as white as Archie is. As white as Archie is. Yes. Okay, so I will take some comments from here from my viewers. Please keep calling. Please keep the calls coming, okay? I want to hear your voice. From Esla Sachi said, I'm going to create my own royal family so that when someone is coming to marry my children, me too, I will show my powers. Okay, that's good. You are royal in Christ. You can do that. Esla said, Linda, you know stuff. Oh, Lord. No, I don't really. Thank you anyway. I will take the comment. Okay. Rani said, Pastor Anita, you are my sister. Yes. Yeah, Rani too is fair like that. Okay. Sla again says, hey, Fantis and others, they love to marry themselves, pal. Please, what's the secret? I know. I think we need to go back and find what secret it is. I think these are the other comments. Yes, all the comments I have. Yes, so please keep the calls coming. I'm waiting for my second caller. Please call. Okay, please call so that I can talk to you. This situation is very dicey and very, how do you call it? We are in a time where racism is, you see, people are speaking from experience. And when you have, how do you call it, experience certain things, you tend to not look at any other angle than what you have experienced. So anybody that says A, you say, hey, you said A. And no matter what, that's what you go with, right? But the baby, who said the baby's color of skin was going to be black or white? That person who said that, according to speculation, he was, they can't even say it. And it's the same person that went to say, I assume the brain. I'm waiting for my caller, my second caller. Then I can't find any more caller. Yes. Pastor Anita. Hello, Pastor Anita. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Pastor Anita?
Yes, I'm still here.
So I know we've talked a lot on this whole issue. I'm trying to find some comments here from to read. So I don't want my viewers to beat me today because I always promise I will read all their comments and I don't, because this phone, for I don't know, they say iPhone, right? It's not able to load all the comments. Somebody showed me a trick, but I still can't. So if anybody knows a trick how to load all the comments from an iPhone, please, you can see me in the comment section and let me know. Thank you. Okay, so I have some comments. Let me read before I go to Pastor Linda or I take my next caller. So from running again, when you have encounter with Jesus like Paul, your DNA changes from the persecutor to the persecuted. Word, God bless you, GM Gospel. GMB Nana Harrison. Oh, GMB, sorry. Yes. Okay, they are eating love here on the page. Okay, from running again, God bless you abundantly, my GMB husband. May the oil pour upon your life never run dry. Yes. From Esla Sachi, he said, I'm not at loggerheads with God. Or I need to hear from Him for myself. Yeah. What the hell? Oh. All right. Okay, we gotta take a quick break. Hold on. We'll take a quick break. Enjoy.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Heels play.
New miracles every day, new testimonies everywhere. Let this grace I receive daily, daily. I know Jesus is taking care of me. New mercies every morning. You daily load me with benefits. You treat me like your only child in the world. I know, Jesus, you're taking care of me. I'm here to testify, Jesus is taking care of me. Oh, Jesus is looking after me. Jesus is watching over me. I'm shining because Jesus is taking care of me. New miracles every day. Testimonies, yeah. New testimonies everywhere. Latest grace I receive daily, daily. I know Jesus is taking care of me. New mercies every morning. Oh, they load me with benefits. I'm a benefit boy. You treat me like you're only child in the world. Jesus, you're taking care of me. I'm here to testify. Jesus is taking care of me. Oh, oh, oh. working out for my good. Jesus is taking care of me. Fighting my battles, oh, no, 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 no. Jesus is taking care of me. Greatest grace I release.
Okay, welcome back to Gospel City, still on the Gospel City. Yes, so I will take some comments and then I think I have some callers on the line. I'll go for them. So from Sister Esla, it says, love isn't enough. Do a research and pray about your marriage before going into it. Yes, love is not enough. Pastor Anita, you were so passionate about this topic. Yes, yes, thank you. That makes you get the how do you call it? I'm trying to find the right word, but I'll continue. Yes, from Sister Esla again, it said exactly. America, you can somersault, no one cares, but the royal family system is different. Yes, you can somersault. Pastor Anita, you are hitting the nail right on the head. That is from Rani. Yes, she is. God bless her so much. I've learned a lot from her. From Esla again, it says, is marrying into a royal monarchy, of course. Okay, it's marrying into a monarchy, of course. You can have your way and things have been done for so years, so it won't be easy to change stuff. But I feel Meghan hasn't been treated fairly. Maybe she didn't know things would go this way. Yeah, I agree with you, Sister Esla. She wasn't treated fairly. The tabloids, the UK tabloids, oh my God. I'm telling you, they want to destroy you, they will destroy you. And according to Meghan's friend, they told her not to. And she said, no, the tabloids are really bad. They are really, really dangerous. Fake news and Kwana Mama. Maybe, from reading again, maybe that's your purpose. You should be an attorney. Yeah. From Esla again, it said, I'm going to create my own royal family so that when someone is coming to marry my children, need to also my powers. Okay, I already read this comment. Someone said Harry is the right definition of living and cleaving. Yes, yes. He fulfills scripture, okay? Rani, again, I said, I had the same perception, Linda. Felt the Western world was more of a nuclear family. Yeah, I did. And then I realized that it was a lie. Family is important when you, with your marriage as well. And I've heard situations of parents actually not attending their children's wedding. And it's a big deal. It's a very big deal, yeah. So it's not only Africa. Africa, when your parents do not come to your wedding, forget about that marriage. Hey, that one, forget it. But it's all good. I just pray that all of us, our parents will come to our wedding. Our whole family members will come. The ones who don't want to come, fine. But the ones who come, will come. For Mesla again, we are blamed for our husband's decision even if we knew nothing about it. Yeah, it's true. Let me say this. I don't know whether it's funny, but maybe you will laugh. So funny, I think I was riding with a couple, and the wife was showing the husband a direction to the place they were going, and at the highway. So you know highways, when you miss where you're supposed to turn, forget it. You will go and so the husband the woman was trying to tell the husband to kind of turn on that direction, and the husband was like, no, the next one. And unfortunately, the wife was right. The husband was wrong. So they have to go all the way up, around for them to come back. And the husband was saying that now he has to listen to the wife, because if the woman tells you something and you don't do, you definitely come back to do it. You realize that they were right. Yes. So yeah, that is just a little, not a joke, but a joke. Rani again said, what was the motive? Okay, Rani, I think I already read that. Pastor Richmond is on. Hello. Yay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you, Pastor Richmond.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Pastor Richmond. Please welcome to Gospel City. Good evening.
Good evening to you too.
Yes.
How's your Sunday going?
My Sunday is going good. Thank you so much, Pastor. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please, yes. Yes. So I know you know the question at hand. I mean, the issue at hand.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So Pastor Anita has been speaking a lot.
Yes, she has. She's a blessing, a wonderful blessing.
You get information per.
Yes.
So this is the thing, right?
Yes, Pastor.
These kind of things, they come out in two ways. It's first, this kind of interviews to look sympathetic, to make people love them and feel for them. And then the next thing will be to find a way to secure financial resources. Because the first thing is that when Meghan married into the royal family, there were things she should have known. And you said it rightly, like when she's coming from the US, she's free-spirited, she's easygoing, everything she wants to do, she can do as a celebrity here. But if you know the royal family, you know that every family has rules. Even we as ordinary people, if you want to marry my son, if my son brings a woman to marry into this family, I as a father, or the father, the mother, we want to safeguard our family ties. Because there are people who marries into the family and they break the family. And brother and sister don't talk no more. Brother and mother don't talk no more because of the married person. And the second thing is that every resources in the family, we want to maintain that resources. So if we are well-to-do, we want to make sure that nobody is coming in here to take our money and go mess it around. That is why a lot of people, when they are getting married, they sign prenups. That when we're coming to get married, I had 20 million. So if you say you are leaving, I'm not giving you anything. You take whatever I can give you. So Meghan marrying into the royal family, she should have known that the royal family, you just don't do anything you want. When you go to visit the queen, you just don't eat the way you want to eat. There are protocols. When you sit with the queen, we learned this back in school. When you are eating at the queen's table and the queen is satisfied and she puts down her spoon, you are automatically obliged to also end your food. So even if you are not satisfied, you have to be satisfied by force. When she leaves the table, you can't stay. When she leaves, you leave. If you and the queen were schoolmates and you walk into the palace, if you see her standing there, you can't just walk to her and say, hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? No, there are protocols. You need to be announced. Even the children, they have to be announced. They go, you shake the woman's hand, you bow to her before you can talk whatever you want to talk about. So there are protocols. But she went in there with the fame that she already had. And she felt that she could push her way around. And the media actually encouraged her to do that because it was good for an outsider to come in. So the media loved her. Recently, they brought out a video where the queen was sharing her blanket with her in her car. If she was a racist, she wouldn't have even done that with you. You see? So I don't believe there was racism as they say it. Actually, for the gender or the complexion of a child, it's normal. Everybody does it. When you are pregnant, the first thing anybody will ask you, is it a boy or a girl? When you tell them the sex, they look at your complexion and look at your spouses and they ask. So you think he's going to look like you or like your husband. So everybody asks, every pregnant woman gets asked this question. It is not a strange question. There is nothing strange about this question. There's nothing racist about this question. They're making it racist because two things make sense when you want to speak to the media and for your comments to go viral. You talk about race and then you talk about mental health. And Meghan is a professional actor. So I personally don't believe in one single tear that she shed on that interview. Because what they are trying to do, you know, Harry had always wanted to leave the family because of what happened to his mother. And so he had an entitlement of 80 million from the mother. And Meghan also has some kind of money. But they did not think of the consequence of living outside other people's resource. Because for this morning I was reading an article. The kind of security they need for a year will cost them almost 5 million US for a year. So if you have 18 million and that is all you are thinking of, you already broke within 3 years. Now, when they have their first child, there is a way they adore their children. They didn't do that. They broke protocol. They did things very different from how traditionally the royals do things.
Yeah.
So right from there, you can tell that they already had an agenda to be on their own. Harry wanted to leave, and this was the perfect opportunity for him to leave. But he did not count the consequences. So you can't eat your cake and have it back. If you met Meghan believed she had mental issues that was driving her towards suicide, I don't believe for a second that Meghan could not pick up a phone and call her own personal doctor and tell the doctor that I am going through this. It is common sense. You had your mother living with you. So even if you could not call the doctor, are you telling me your mother couldn't also call the doctor? So these things are planned. And sympathy. Make us look good. Get us book deals. Very soon they'll be launching a book. I don't know if they have already done that. They will launch a book. They will go for book tours. They'll go for symposiums and all these things. Based on the sympathy of the people, they will make money. And I'm telling you, just look at, if you follow them, look at how much publicity they are getting now. And give it a couple of weeks. You will see how much money they will be making. Because people will begin to sponsor them, put in money, support their well-being and everything, because they are being treated as if the family has cut them off. But it wasn't the family that cut them off. They decided to cut themselves off. So if you leave your mother, and the guy should also know this because he has been in the royal family for a long time. He knows the politics of the family. Harry is never going to be the king of England. So they are not going to pay him attention as they will pay his brother. So all the attention is on his brother and his wife. So you don't expect to be in the limelight the way your brother is. So whatever attitude or character you put out, you don't expect the same treatment that they'll give to him if it was the other way around. The British tabloids loved Meghan until she began to pull away from them, started acting all high and mighty. And these people don't forget, neither do they forgive. So they also came after her because as much as people are looking for the royal family to change around, they also want to see that things are done in order. The British are all about law and order, protocols, principles, traditions. They don't break their tradition at all. So if you want to walk in there and change everything overnight, it's not going to happen. I will not let that happen in my family. If you are coming to marry my son, I want to make sure that you're not coming to steal my family wealth. So that is the same that the queen and the royal family are looking after their family wealth. They are looking after the name of the family because all they have is the name. If you take the name away, they have nothing. So you cannot come from America with your TV fame and popularity and think that you can have the same access when you get into the palace and be that princess who does everything any way she wants to. Diana did the same thing, and she paid dearly for it. It's not like anybody wanted her dead, but she got to a point, she wanted that freedom. And once you are a prince or a princess, you are always a prince and a princess. The title doesn't leave you. So even if you leave the royal family, there are ways you need to comport yourself. So Meghan wanted to follow in the limelight of Princess Diana, but she got it all wrong. The dream she had, thinking I'm going to go there and be all flamboyant and be all free-spirited and all that. No, it doesn't work like that. So I don't believe a word they said in that interview. I think it's a makeup. This is the first one. The second one is going to come. A book is going to come out of it. A movie is going to come out of it. And now they become really rich. I mean, filthy rich. So this is a plan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor. I think you mentioned something about the how do you call the mental health issue. I think you touch on something. I just wanna. So from how do you call it, the tabloids or whatever, speculations were like, I think during the interview she even mentioned it. She, like you said, there are protocols and there are laws in the royal family. So she said when she started feeling that, having the feeling, she actually went to somebody, a senior royal, to talk to them about the issue. And according to her, they did not like give it the attention it needed. The person did not kind of listen to her. So I think that was why she have to talk about it in the interview and stuff. I'm saying it because you talked about if she had a mental health, she could have talked to her doctor or done something about it and stuff. And do you think that she talked to the senior lawyer and maybe somebody didn't pay attention or anything like that, Pastor Richmond?
You see, that is the reason why I even know that it's a lie. Because if you are suffering from mental health, talking to a senior lawyer, how is that supposed to help you? Are they supposed to let you go outside and all of a sudden all of that goes away? No. When you are sick, you don't go talk to the senior lawyer about your sickness. You call your doctor and your doctor comes to check you out. You don't even have to go to the hospital. So why are you telling the senior lawyer for? The senior lawyer is not a psychologist. Neither is he any kind of medical doctor.
He will arrange for a doctor because I think they have a doctor. They have a
family doctor who will come.
Yeah.
When she was pregnant, which senior family member did she go to diagnose her, to tell her she's pregnant? Who did she go for the antenatal checkups? So that tells you that there is a lie within the story. Well, if you are feeling sick and you don't need me to pay your hospital bills, why are you coming to tell me you are sick? For me to show you compassion or what? You go to the doctor to make you well. You only tell me to inform me that if you don't see me at home, I'll be at the hospital. So you can't use that as the yardstick to say that nobody paid you attention. You went to the wrong place for treatment and you got the treatment you needed. Nobody's going to treat you for mental health just for telling them that.
Yeah. Wow.
You see, like I have a friend who married a rich guy, right? Now, what you see outside is not always what you see inside.
No.
We all know that. The cars you see people drive around and everything, when you get into the family, things are different. So this lady married this rich boy, thinking that the guy changes cars every day here and there, so she doesn't have to work. She's going to be a stay-at-home wife, go out whenever she wants to, drive every car she wants to. Until she got in there and she realized that it is not as it is outside. So the idea she had for marrying was totally wrong.
Wow.
So now she gets in there and now she doesn't know how to come out. So how do you come out of such a situation? You got yourself in there with a wrong mentality. Now you have to pay the price for it. And that is the price she's paying for.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Richmond. That is insightful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you too.
It's a whole lot going on. It's a whole lot. Like Pastor
It's a
is
scam.
saying, you see
This
when
is
you
a
are
scam.
you see
yes,
when you
it's
are
a scam.
outside. Yes, please. Okay, Pastor, go on.
No. I said this is a scam that is being matched out professionally.
Yeah.
Why didn't they let any other person interview them but Oprah? You know how many people have been wanting to interview them? Why did they go to Oprah? Because Oprah makes news. Because when they talk about racism with Oprah, it's going to go far.
Yes.
You talk about mental health, it's going to explode. So this is a tactic that they are setting out. And watch it. Soon there's going to be a movie. There's going to be a book. And a whole stream of a new event that involves them is going to come out. So you just watch. Give it time. You see the part 2. This is part 1. Part 2 will be out soon.
Part two. MEGHAN and Harris
Oh, yeah.
part 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Pastor said, you see, sometimes when you are at the, how do you call it? See, when you are outside the house, you think everything is all like you're seeing glass or you're seeing, how do you call it? You're seeing gold and stuff. But then the moment you
Mm-hmm.
go into it, it's like seeing a beautiful lady or a handsome guy, and you think, oh wow, because they're cute or they're beautiful or this, I'm gonna go get close to them. I mean, closer to them, and then you get closer to them, realize that hey, no way, this one there I can't handle it and stuff. But the thing is,
Emotional.
but that is a bit early, so you're able to come up. But like marriage, how do you know? Like Pastor is saying, you get in before you realize that, oh, the riches and the money I'm seeing is not as I thought, and now you can come out. So I think we should change our perception about certain things, about this way we see things, and actually ask questions. Ask
I don't
questions,
know.
no matter how uncomfortable it feels like or it looks like to you. Ask. If you feel like
I
you're
don't
going
know
out
if
with,
Pastor. I don't
yes.
know if you mentioned it or Pastor Anita mentioned it, but before she got married to Harry, what did Harry actually tell her before she decided to get married? Because I read that even Charles, his Prince Charles, told Harry to take his time,
Yeah.
study the woman, allow the woman to familiarize herself before they get married. And Harry got upset and stopped talking to the brother for a while. So whenever they invited the brother to come around, he didn't come around, not because he didn't like Meghan, but he felt that the brother was making a mistake. And now we are all seeing the mistake that the brother Harry has made. But we are not looking at the bigger picture, and we are accusing the brother of not welcoming the woman. You see, why didn't he welcome the woman? Because she wasn't prepared to come in. And now she's in here and she thinks everybody hates her. Nobody hates you. There are protocols.
Wow.
We have a life we live, and there are things we do. So all this is a sham. It's a sham that is from the highest. They want to live in Tyler Perry's house, right? Who is Tyler Perry?
Yeah, he gave them the house when they moved from Canada.
Yeah.
They didn't have any place in
Who
the
is
US.
Tyler Perry? Tyler
Movie
Perry is a
mogul.
movie producer, a book writer. Watch it, it's coming. She never knew Oprah, but invited Oprah to her wedding. And now she's sitting with Oprah. So it is a way, she can't go back into the movie industry. So now they are looking for a way to make money. That 80 million that the man has, that money will, at their standard, that money is going to finish in 3-4 years. And I don't know how much Meghan is worth. But if you don't have millions coming in, 11 million.
I think 5 million.
Yeah, so 11 million. Yeah, that money will not last them 10 years. So if you don't have millions coming in and you are only spending all that you have, within 4, 5, 6 years, they'll be broke. And when they get broke, everybody will know about it and they'll be disgraced. So this is the beginning of their money train. Watch out for part 2 very soon.
Part 2.
All right.
Wow, thank you so much, Pastor Richmond. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, this is, let's take our time, okay? Let's take our time. They say marriage is a very long, long, long journey. And it's not just marriage. In everything we do in life, take your time. Ask questions. Get to know. If you've seen a beautiful woman and you want to marry her, ask her questions. Get to know her. Get to know her beyond the beauty. They say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder and what and what and what. But get to know her behind the beauty. Get to know the person behind the beauty. The person with that beautiful face or beautiful shape you've seen. Get to know her beyond that. Because trust me, I'm not married yet, but I believe that when you get home, you're not going to eat the beauty and you're not going to use it for anything. You're going to be living with a character. You're not going to be looking at beauty. You'll be living with character. You'll be living, how do you call it? You'll be living the personality of the person, who the person is on the inside. The beauty is not, if the person is beautiful and they don't respect you or they don't treat you well, I believe in a day or two, you're going to be, you're going to despise them, right, with all the beauty. And when you see a rich man and you want to marry them, you like them and they like you, please get to know them. Also, don't look at just because they're rich and follow them, jump around them, okay? And get to know them behind every riches and stuff. Yeah, because some people are rich, like Pastor said, but they're not, they're rich. Have you seen a very rich person who is very stingy or not generous? Or they don't spend money the way you think they should spend money? There are some rich people, they don't spend the money the way you feel they should spend their money. So in such case, you will be, disappointed because you went in thinking they throw money around. They spend, and they don't do that. So please, let's take our time and seek the face of God and pray about it. Be discerning. Pray about it and take your time. Take your walk seriously, one day at a time. Don't jump into anything. Even it could be business you're about to start. You have a business idea, you jump into it, and you see, according to research, every business 1 to 2 years or 3 years, it collapses. Why? Because if you don't take your time, research, do what you have to do, the business collapses. But some businesses also, they grow and they become multi-billion and million-dollar companies because of what the person did. So take your time. Take your time. It's better for you to start something, take your time and let it grow than rushing and let it crash. I've seen many people who started ministry, they were in a hurry and they crashed and you don't hear of them anymore. Take your time. Time is of essence. Yeah, it's good. It's true. But taking your time doesn't mean you are wasting time or you are delaying. That the fact that you are doing something is more important than not doing anything. So if you're doing something and it will take you 5 years, it's better than rushing and it will take you nothing, or your suffering or your hard work will amount to nothing. So let's take our time, let's relax and let's let God lead us, and let's take time to do things. And I know that when we do that, things will not go the way we didn't expect, but we will see the fruit of every good thing we are doing. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much, Pastor Richmond, for coming on the show, for calling in and giving us this insight. God bless you so much. We appreciate you so much. And if you don't know Pastor Anita, that's Pastor Anita's husband, Pastor Richmond. Yes, that's Pastor Anita's husband. Yes. What? Yes, okay. Yes, so if Pastor Anita is here, I will let her give her final words, and we will be bringing our program to an wrapping up. So, Pastor Anita, can you give us your final word for today? And yes, Pastor Anita.
Thank you so much, Lady Linda, for this opportunity to come and talk about such a sensitive topic and issue. You know, it's something that a lot of people are going through. It doesn't have to be on that magnitude or on that scale, but a lot of people after marriage, they feel rejected. You know, they're going through a lot of psychological, emotional trauma. I think that it's important for us to do our research. Yes, love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener. And so it is better that, you know, we do our research. Love is not enough. It's important to do our research. And also, if you're in a relationship or marriage and you're going through, you know, abuse, whether it's physical, emotional, seek help. Please seek help. Seek help, professional help. I know a lot of people will say, I'm talking to the Christians, they will say that, you know, I'm a Christian and, you know, I don't believe in counseling, but counseling is important. God cares about your mind just as much as he cares about your spiritual well-being, your mindset, your mentality, you know, your mental health is just as important to God as your spiritual health. So it's important to seek help. And, you know, just, you know, youthful exuberance, please. Take your time to get to know someone. It's important. When you see certain signs, don't ignore it. Even from the family, don't ignore it. Study. And God loves you. And thank you so much for this. Pastor Richmond has said it all. When you give him the space to talk, he will talk. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much, Linda. It's been a pleasure. And I'm so honored to be here. God bless you and the FBN team.
Amen. God bless you. Thank you so much, Pastor Anita. Thank you so much. You know, they say the lesser does not bless the latter. So, but I just want to say, I know
They do. I want all the blessings I can get.
But I know I've been here for a long time, and I will let you go to, have fun, enjoy the Sunday evening before tomorrow. But before you go, from the FBN and the host of Gospel City, I want to say God bless you so much. God bless you so much. In fact, it means a lot for coming, and you've poured out a lot. You are passionate about what you are doing and what you are saying, and it resonates a lot, and I'm learning a lot from it. And God bless you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in today.
Thank
And I
you.
know it was even last minute before we contacted you, and you still made it. We still made it because we know you are busy, a busy woman, a very busy woman. So for coming on Gospel City and for
Thank
sharing and
you.
pouring in our life, I want to say God bless you so much. In fact, I don't know what else to say anymore. God bless you. God bless you and
It's
bless you
enough. It's
and
enough.
bless you so much
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
everything. Yes, and bless your home and bless your home and your children and everything. God bless you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Yeah, and I know we will definitely see you at time of reflection. So please, like I said, Pastor Anita hosts time of reflection. So if you want to be impactful, if you want to be impacted, okay, that's the word. If you want to be impacted, if you want to be blessed, please listen to her on time of reflection and you will blessed. Yes, so before you go, Pastor Anita, quickly, can you just tell people what day you do it and what time so that people can also meet you there and be blessed by your ministry? Yes, Pastor Anita. And the
Okay,
next
thank you.
one
So
coming up.
yes, so time of reflection is every other Saturday. Well, the first and the third Saturday of each month. And so our next one is this Saturday coming up. I think it's the 20th or the 21st. Yeah, it's the 20th. This
All right.
Saturday coming up. Don't miss it. My very own mother and sister in Christ, Dr. I call her Dr. Joyce, Pastor Joyce. Ohene Amua is going to be on. She has a book written about marriage. We are going to talk about, dating on purpose.
Wow.
Dating on purpose. Us young people, when it comes to dating, what are some of the warning signs? Sometimes you've been with someone for a long time and you don't know if the person is the one. Don't miss it. It is good. We are going to talk about we're going to touch on so many topics. It's going to be a heated conversation. So if
Yay.
you're single, if you're dating, or if you're married, don't miss this.
Yes.
Pastor Joyce is a powerhouse, and I look forward to grilling her during this session. So thank you so
Yeah.
much. Don't miss
Yeah.
it. This
And
Saturday coming up.
yes, and the
Oh,
time
at
is
11 a.m.
11
11
a.m. Yes,
a.m.
11 a.m. So please go and learn and be blessed, okay? And Pastor Anita, as you can see, she is passionate, she's powerful, she's a woman of, I'm trying to find the word, a woman of virtue, of course.
I'm
Yes.
honored.
And so
Thank you.
you want to go and learn from her and listen to her. So do not miss it on Saturday, this Saturday at 11 a.m. Time of reflection. Yes, and Pastor Anita will be there. Thank you so much, Pastor Anita, once again for everything. And thank you, Pastor Richmond, for coming on too. God bless you all so much. God bless you. We appreciate you so much for every work you are doing and all the time you always spend on Gospel City and on FBN as a whole. God bless you so much. Thank you so much. And I know definitely we will see you because I am coming on Saturday to listen. I am coming on to listen because I want to be blessed. I want to learn more. You see, learning is never enough. For me, I want to learn all that I needed to learn. So for my future, my future self would definitely look back and say, hey, Linda, thank you for doing this for me. So yes. So
Absolutely.
yes, please come on Saturday and let's learn and let's be blessed. Thank you so much, Pastor Anita. And thank you so
Thank
much,
you. Thank you.
everyone who is watching us also. Yes, so because for the sake of our time, we can't take any more calling, okay, any more calling. And so I will do Purpose by Hadar quickly, and then we'll be out of here. So Purpose by Hadar, as you know, Hadar means glory, and purpose by glory. That is when we share few words of motivation for the week ahead of you as you go through your work and everything, your endeavors. Yes. So this week I want to share something on the topic, there is time for everything. There is time for everything. I know when you read the book of Ecclesiastes, it says that there is time to weep, a time to cry, a time to sow, a time to reap, a time to do all these kind of things. There are many, many things the Bible mentions of and speaks of. And today, everything we shared, everything you heard, everything Pastor Anita talked about, everything our callers called and talked about, Pastor Richmond and Mr. Harrison, and every comment on the comment section shows you that, or is telling us one thing: time. Time is very important. That the fact that I'm saying time is important doesn't mean rushing. Taking your time is important in everything. The Bible says there is time for everything. There is time for everything. There is time to get to know somebody. There is time to say, hey, I've known you enough. So now is the time for me to take another step, for us to marry. There is time to give. There is time to do a lot of stuff. So take your time whenever you feel like you have to do things, because time will definitely reward you. Time will reward you, whether good or whether bad. And if you rush into things, you will definitely have your reward. If you take your time, you pray about it, you let God lead you, you will definitely reap, or you have a reward about it. I just want to tell you that as you go through the week, let this be a thing that resonates in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, that there is time for everything, that I do not need to rush, I do not need to be struggling, I do not need to be perturbed, I do not need to be in a hurry to acquire certain things or achieve certain things. I need to give it time. I need to know that there is time for it. I need to take my time. I need to walk in the counsel of God. I need to let God lead me. I need to let His Holy Spirit instruct me on what to do and when to do it, so that I will not make mistake. They say to err is human, but you know that we as Christians, we have the Holy Spirit. And the Bible said that the Spirit of the Lord instructs us, teaches us. So when the Spirit of the Lord is teaching you, you can't make mistake, because you are being taught by the Holy Spirit. And time, give it time, and let time lead you, and let God lead you, and let the Spirit of the Lord counsel you and instruct you and usher you into doing what you need to do. And do not rush into doing things, because if you rush, you're going to look back a year or two and be crying. But if you have given it time, you're going to look back a year or two and rejoice and rejoice and rejoice and rejoice and rejoice. So thank you so much. And before we leave this after evening, yes, it's still evening. It's 8:35, so it's evening now. Before we leave, I just want to say God bless you so much. Our viewers who always coming on, God bless you and bless you and bless you and bless you so much for your time, for every comment, for every word, for every time you spend here. I pray that God will replenish it. As you go through the week, know that you are blessed and you are favored and your life is of essence. Know that the Spirit of the Lord is upon you, that the fragrance of the Spirit is with you. Okay, and know that you are not alone. And God bless you so much for watching Gospel City this evening. Our top fans, we appreciate you so much. And also, sponsors, our sponsors. I talked about sponsors. Please, if you are a church, if you are a ministry, if you are, how do you call it, a business, and you are looking for a platform where you can build your audience, where you can market your brand, you can show forth who you are, come to Faith Broadcasters Network, and we will do this for you. We will help you, how do you call it, advertise or talk about your business on our show, so that people can also come in their numbers. And yes, so do this for us. And also we are looking for sponsors. So if God has blessed you, come and be part of us and share in the blessing, okay? In the blessing. And God bless you so much. Once again, I know you know me, my name already. I'm Linda. Yes, I'm definitely Linda. My other name, I don't want to say it because a lot of you would not. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. It's okay. I'm Linda N. Okay, so yeah, I will definitely see you next week on the same time on Gospel City. And leaving you today and wrapping up, I will end with Moses Bliss. So enjoy Moses Bliss. I will see you next week. Do not, how do you call it? Please forgive everyone that hurts you. Do not hold on to grudges. Love everybody. Do not hurt anybody. Bye-bye. See you next week. Adios, ciao, and au revoir.